Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Coming up, we talk about what's going on with AEW Dynamite. What a huge night for AEW Dynamite. It was a bit. There you go. It was a bit surpriseful as MJL takes on Juice Robinson for the ring. Who's gonna win the Dynamite Diamond ring? Juice went through a battle royal last week to earn this opportunity against the world champion. Can he take the world champion's most prized possession, that Dynamite Diamond ring? Also, too, RVD and Hook has been a form of tag team. They're going to team up against John Stillman and Alex Riddle for Dark Warrior. Dark Warrior showing the dark side again. They want to get back to dark contention. We'll get that. Plus, too, AEW Women's Champion Hiroshita takes on Ruby Soho for the women's title. We'll see that as well. As well as Shane Swerve Strickland as something with Heyman Page. You won't believe what happened. Renee Paquette sits down with Y2J Chris Jericho. And a lot, Heyman Page and the Young Bucks in six-man tag team action, taking on the Hardy Boys and Brother Zay. And you won't believe this, a surprise appearance right here by the legendary Nature Boy RIC FLAIR. One of my all-time idols and one of the all-time greats, Nature Boy RIC FLAIR, makes an appearance on Dynamite. You won't believe why the Nature Boy made this appearance tonight. And two, we have the main event for tonight right here. This is the main event. The Dream Tag Team match. Bryan Danielson and Claudio takes on Orange Cassidy and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you joined us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is king. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. What a Pro Wrestling Show we have for you. We're going to kick things off with the man of the hour, the world champion, MJF. MJF was in action. MJF did not waste no time whatsoever. We're going to get to it right now. MJF taking it to Okada. And we can show Okada right quick. This is what's going to go down right here in MJF and Okada. If we can get something going. This is what happened right here. MJF and Okada. We see right here MJF regaining his Dynamite Diamond ring for the fourth time. He went against Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson being sent by Jay White. MJF will defend the world championship against Jay White. This coming up in full gear next month. Juice Robinson had his lick to get. Well, Juice did not win the match, but we saw that MJF made some new friends tonight. MJF made some new friends with the Acclaim. The Maskcaster keeps on trying to flirt with him and keeps on trying to get with him and stuff. So we saw that coming up for Maskcaster. Him and we know that eventually they're gonna have a huge 8-man tag team match. MJF getting the help of the Acclaim. The Acclaim providing some guidance and some counseling for MJF. MJF now can focus on the Bullet Club flow and don't be no numbers game like it was last time. How that went down. Well, MJF walked up to the ramp and got met with this. Kenny Omega came up to MJF and challenged MJF to a match for the World Championship. It's going to happen this week on Collision. So the AEW title will be online as MJF defend the AEW title against Kenny Omega, a former AEW champion. And Kenny Omega regained the World Championship from MJF. But there's always a caveat to this story, as MJF will be taking on Kenny Omega one-on-one the world title. So we'll see this week for the world title. It's gonna be an instant classic for the AEW title. Look for that. Forward to that this Saturday. We'll have that for the AEW Collision Ring report coming up this Saturday. So look for that. A lot going on tonight. Even this, we talked about this. Uh, we talked about a lot. Nostalgia moment. RVD was in the ring. RVD took on guy who took on I don't know, man. The house the damn what that name is? The House of the Dark Order. RVD and Hook won their match. RVD and Hook looking a phenomenal tag team as they continue on their winning ways. RVD getting the help from Hook. I think RVD from the past and Hook from the future. Screen background, so it leads to being a screen heading forward. But RVD Hook um, with the win. So hey, see that going forward. It's for RVD and Hook with the Dark Order. Well, we tell you this: the Stinger, Sting was in action. Sting was not in action. I meant to say, but Sting was promised a gift from Tony Khan, and I was shocked and shocked, befuddled, bewildered. The Stinger getting the gift received by Tony Schiavone from Tony Khan. It was none other than the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Nature Boy Ric Flair making his AEW debut. Ric Flair saying that he's going to be along with the ride with Sting throughout before Sting heads to retirement. And Sting, I know how Ric Flair roll. This Ric Flair here. Ric Flair playing a crucial role in Sting's career. Who can remember back in 1988 when Sting and Ric Flair went almost 30 minutes to a match at the first Clash of Champions on TBS? And Sting had took Ric Flair to the limit. Ric Flair took Sting to the limit. And what a moment for Ric Flair and Sting being back on TBS. What a moment for Ric Flair going back home to TBS. But Sting got interrupted by Christian Cage. Christian interrupted Sting and told Sting that, hey, not it was gonna be the retirement match, but Christian told Sting that he needs to pick a partner, and they're gonna have a match at Full Gear. It's gonna be Christian, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne taking on the team of Sting, Darby Allin, and we know Edge will be part of that 6-man team. I don't hope Edge don't screw Sting, but Sting got confronted by Edge. Edge said some harsh words about Ric Flair. We know Ed and Ric Flair got a long story history. Who can remember 2006 when Ric Flair and Edge went each other's throats and stuff? So it's been so long and stuff for the Nature Boy and Sting and Edge and WWE. But Christian made that promise that he's here to deliver. He's going to deliver. Calling Ric Flair old and senile and said all the wrong things about the Nature Boy. Uh, like Ric Flair, undoubtedly one of the true great all-time greats in this sport. Ric Flair, now part of AEW. We're going to see. Interesting to know what's next for Ric Flair heading up forward. But so we'll wait and see how that's going to go for the Nature Boy. Speaking of that, there was another thing. Darby, Chris Jericho sat down with Renee Young, and Chris Jericho gave his insights on what he's going to do. Chris Jericho, um, doesn't know for sure. He talked about the Don Callis family and Powerhouse Hobbs, how that's going to go. One thing about Jericho, is a resilient man. He'll find a way to be resilient. Chris Jericho will do that eventually. We'll see for Jericho and what's next for Jericho. But Jericho gave a in-depth interview with Renee Young. We'll see how that's going to play out eventually. Well, speaking of that, uh, right here, uh, Shane Strickland was in the range. Well, not in the range, but Chase quickly trying to go in somebody's house, invade somebody's house, and did that with Heyman. Heyman wasn't there. Paige first quickly making things personal, going to Heyman's house and trying to attach himself to his son. I don't think his son was watching. I don't know what's going on. But Heyman crossing the line, going to a man's family. I think Heyman kind of was in the middle of his match, trying to figure out what was going on. And Heyman and what's his name or what's going on, but you can tell Heyman and Page. This is far from over between Heyman and Shane Swerve Strickland. Who goes to somebody's house like that trying to play mind games? That's what Heyman did tonight. And I think Heyman's going to pay dearly on his actions sooner rather than later. Speaking of that, Samoa Joe told MJF he'll have his back unless he gets a title shot. I guess Samoa Joe will try to have MJF's back eventually. See how that's going to go. I think Master MJF did not look forward to seeing that, but MJF playing a crucial role on he making a deal with the devil. I mean, with the devil himself. So we don't know what's going on with Samoa Joe and and MJF. We had to wait and see how that's going to play out. Speaking of that, we saw this was the main event right here. The Rainmaker. The Rainmaker. Kazuchika Okada. This was the main event right here. Okada in the main event. Kazuchika Okada team up with Orange Cassidy International Champion to take on Bryan Danielson and Claudio. You can see right here Bryan Danielson waiting for his match. He's waiting to his match for Kazuchika Okada. I think Danielson knows that Okada is coming. Okada is that type of person that wants to find a way. I said there was at the end of the match was a lot going on for Okada. Okada decided to take matters in his own hands and hit right here. We can tell right here. Hit Daniel Bryan. You can find that footage right quick. This was the last scene right here for Bryan Danielson and Okada. Right here, this was the match right here for Okada and Danielson and stuff. And Daniels went unriding. Danielson had to clutch himself like he had a busted face. But we just had to wait to see. Okada and Orange Cassidy won the match. Claudio won the match for his team over Orange Cassidy and them. So Claudio will get a international championship match next week against Orange Cassidy. That will happen. So we can't wait to see that. But the details of Bryan getting injured, we don't know for sure right now. But we're just anxiously waiting to see how that's going to go. But we hope to get an update sooner rather than later. We'll probably give you an update probably sometime next week for the ring report. So look for that. All right, that ends the AEW Dynamite ring report. We move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics on Wrestling Hot Topics right here. This is the news that really caught everybody from surprise right here. WWE announced another premium live event will take place in August 2024. This will probably be after SummerSlam. Bash in Berlin. Did not know that was coming. WWE is going to continue expanding their premium line, their pay-per-views in international cities. So this is a great showing. They're also talking about bringing WWE Backlash to Paris, France. They're bringing everybody. They're bringing everything to international. So we look forward to seeing that. A lot going on here. Also, too, we wanted to get to Backlash could head to Paris. Do you see Backlash going to Paris, France? Soon, I mean, this is real big. Backlash in Paris, France. So, time will tell on that. Also, too, we're getting reports on WWE. This is the market today in WWE World Wrestling Entertainment for TKO right here, the Endeavor Group Holdings. See them getting a slight down. What's going on with that? We're getting reports that Endeavor might not be happy with the other guys that claiming they're not going to be selling to no one right now. Then they shouldn't be selling nowhere. This is what's going on. The parent company, Endeavor Holdings parent, or TKO, said Wednesday is launching an initial and formal review to evaluate strategic alternatives for the company. Endeavor said it will not consider the sale or disposal of its interest in TKO Holdings. Endeavor CEO Aaron Munn said, given the continued dislocation between Endeavor and public market value and its increased value of Endeavor online, we believe evaluation strategic is prudent when we shoot. But basically saying they're going to reevaluate. And we're going to reevaluate WWE. And we'll do it. Figure out who's the good apples, who's the bad apples, and get them all out. How they go. So I guess they're going to do what they're going to have to do. WWE ain't going to like that one bit, but hey, that's business. How they go. Also, too, before we head out, AEW is another thing right here. I guess it was a telltale sign with, I don't know who the deal that is, but hey, we told you that next point, RIC FLAIR made his return. He's back on TV. He debuted for AEW. Then when they get rid of it, they get rid of it. But this is the next pay-per-view for WWE, for AEW World's End. We don't know what that's going to lead to. World's End, but we're going to wait and see how they're going to go. So, we just had to wait and see how they're going to play out this year. All right. We're going to end it right now with the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. We're going to end it with the Nationwide RIC FLAIR making his AEW Dynamite debut. And what's next for Nationwide RIC FLAIR? Along with the Stinger and RIC FLAIR. Stinger and RIC FLAIR reunited almost 25 years ago when they was on the Turn Network closing out Nitro 25 years later. They're reuniting for Sting's retirement. So, for me being Kendrick Dick saying so long, thank you for watching the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you this Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report. See you then.